Hello, we're live, and yeah, well, the Oscar season went out with a bang, or more of a smack.
Boom! Or no, a bitch slap.
I don't. Was he? What? Like, was it a smack or was it a punch?
I think it was a slap. I thought it was like a boom, but a really hard slap. A really boom. It's what you call a bitch slap, Marty.
So, anyone not aware or living under a rock, the Oscars are relevant again.
For the first time in 15 years.
Because Will Smith clittered the shit out of Chris Rock for telling a dad joke. He went totally overboard.
Now, see, I take a notice as my title might say, I have a very different perspective than Marty does because, like, yes, the joke could have been a lot more offensive than it was, but put yourself in Jada Pinkett's shoes. Like, she's suffering from alopecia. She's a woman in the Hollywood business, and like, we're based on our looks, and she has talked about how hard it is for her to lose her hair, as it would be for anybody, particularly a woman in her position and stuff. And she didn't. You could see the look on her face. She was like thinking, dude, don't bring attention to this.
It was more of an eye roll, Jen. I thought it was more of an eye roll. It's Chris. If you've seen Chris Rock stand up, you know he could have said much worse. I mean, I was just thinking, if that had been Jesus Christ, that had been Ricky Gervais, Will Smith would have had broken every fucking tooth in his face. Like, she got off light, and it was a bad dad joke. I don't think there was any maliciousness.
Maybe there wasn't. I can buy that. Like, I don't think Chris Rock was exactly being malicious, but I think it was a little insensitive. I don't want to sound like a little snowflake, but I think it was like, as a woman, I could put myself in her shoes, and yes, she might have done an eye roll, but I think on the inside she was kind of screaming, "Dude, don't bring attention to this." As a woman, you don't want to be the unpretty one in the thing, and it's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. A little tact, please.
Funko Freddy says, sitting on chops, if you know, I got one little fight. My mom not got scared. I can't slap Chris Rock because my wife got no hair. He didn't. Fuck it, man. Fuck it. He didn't need to be sent to Bel Air. He was well able to look after himself. Hello, Cara. Hello, Funko Freddy.
Welcome.
So, like, you don't think it was a somewhat of an overreaction?
Maybe he didn't handle it the best, but there's another part of me, like, if that had been my husband, I would have been like, I'm from that thing, like, if someone was hurting, like, you or my kids, even if the joke wasn't that bad, I can't condemn him for what he did, because, like, that's just like, if you're hurting someone you love and embarrassing them on national television, there's like a ghetto part of me, my native German part of me, that's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up, bitch.
Look, if someone referred to you in a derisory context, I would fucking lose the shit. But I don't think for that. I don't think that it was. If Freddie thinks it was staged, yeah. When I woke up this morning, I was like, "Is this a skit?" Like, I don't know.
I thought that too, but I don't think it was, because like Will Smith has never won an Oscar. He also won the Oscar, and that's a big moment. And I don't think any self.
If it is staged, he won the Oscar for that fucking moment.
I don't think he would have done that, because that's going to be something remembered for everywhere, for the rest of his career. This is always going to be. This is the only thing people are talking about with the Oscars, like you said. This is the only thing anyone gives a shit about.
Charles says, just found out that an award show in Britain, someone on stage was telling jokes about Jada screwing around on Will, and he did nothing. Well, that was probably because he was in the doghouse and didn't want to draw more attention to himself. They had an open relationship.
Yes.
I'm perplexed by them too, because, like, the dude, like, the dude was super protective of her, even though she went off with a friend of his son. Now, there's talks that him and Margot Robbie had a fling between Suicide Squad and what's that other movie where they play con artists? Yeah, he won the Oscar, David.
Yeah, he did. He won it for King Richard, which I still have not seen. But and I thought he was very like Izzo. I was touched when he did his acceptance speech because he was crying and stuff. Could he have handled it better? Yes, but I can't deny there is a part of me that's like, yeah, that's what you do with family.
But seriously, there has been comedians that have said much worse to stars, to more volatile stars. I mean, Ricky Gervais made a joke introducing fucking Mel Gibson. He's like, I like a drink as much as the next guy, unless the next guy is Mel Gibson. And like nothing was said there, so it's just like, what gives Will Smith the right to go kind of this kind of serious on him?
Because that was his wife, and okay, like some people say this is the most unchivalrous thing to do, but to me it was very chivalrous of what he did. He's like, because I could see, like, you saw an eye roll. I saw someone like, oh dude, you had to bring everybody in on this and like focus attention on me, and I saw her kind of dying inside a little bit. So like, I get it. And you see Will Smith laughing at first, and then I think he realizes how much she's hurt, and he's like, I ain't gonna play this. I thought it was sweet. I did.
No, Funko, Freddie, we're going to keep politics out of this, man, because that's my one rule. I never bring politics into anything. I don't take. I look at both sides and I don't fucking voice my opinion. I try and keep that out. But going back to like, what? Why go fucking crazy? Why go crazy over such a stupid fucking joke?
Because she was embarrassed. Like, the person you love was embarrassed, and it's on national TV and stuff. And it's just, I get it. Like, I get it. Maybe because you're not a woman, you don't understand. Like, we do. It's, our looks. And she had just talked about how hard it was for her to lose her hair and everything. And she was brave. She just decided to get rid of all of it instead of putting on an uncomfortable wig. But still, just because you can do that, still, it takes some balls. So, did he overreact? Probably. But like, again, I would be like, yeah, that's my husband. Like, I can't.
Jen, if I'm gonna fucking letter a guy, he'll have to have said something a bit stronger than fucking saying that you're going to be in GI Jane. Or am I a total pusscake now for saying that?
No, you're not. Like, I guess the joke wasn't that bad, but again, I can put the shoe on my foot because as a woman, I understand, because looks are very
okay. If I was Smith and I had that much money, right, I would have, right, okay, no bother. I've gone to the dinner table. I'm assuming they get dinner or shit at the Oscars. Got one of the knives, right,
mm-hmm.
and fucking punctured the tires in Rock's fucking limousine or car or whatever. Just left a blank check underneath the window wiper.
I get that. You got to give it to, like, I don't think Rock was trying to be really malicious. He said he didn't even know about her alopecia.
And I gotta give Rock. He was a pro.
Yeah, that's one thing. He you could tell he was kind of shaken, and he didn't really, there's not really a manual of how to handle this and stuff. And I liked what he said. This has probably been the most interesting thing in the Oscars has ever happened. That was kind of cool. And he declined to press charges. Which is, again,
fucking the fact was, right, that Smith was still super aggressive when he sat down.
Yeah.
What was it? He said, "Keep my wife's
fucking
name out of your fucking mouth," and it's like he said it twice. And Rock was like, "I made a joke, a GI Jane joke," and I was like, "He did. It wasn't even a funny joke. It wasn't."
It wasn't funny, but again, I can understand.
Oh my God, David! David says, Will left fresh prints all over Rock. Ah, Christ.
High five, David.
Look, I know everybody hates Chris, but this is fucking ridiculous.
No, I I get what you did there. That's a cute little nod. But I think he handled it well. Like, I'll props to Chris Rock for handling it as well as a situation as you can under that situation. But on the other hand, I was like, dude, don't do that. Like, don't do it, okay?
Hey, Kara.
Hey, Kara, I'd love to hear your thoughts as a woman.
Yeah, Jen, go on. Try and fill Kara in what we're discussing, what we're debating.
We're talking about the Oscars, and so of course we have to be talking about Will Smith because and Chris Rock, because what else are we going to be talking about? Although Coda winning fucking Best Picture was bullshit. I know I'm in the minority here, but I fucking hated that movie. But we're and stuff, and it was Will Smith. Oh, did he overreact? Was it not a very cool thing for him to do, to go and bitch slap Chris Rock for making a joke? I see it as he was standing up for someone he loved. Not liking it, and Marty thinks it was a little bit of an overreaction, just a little bit.
Look, the thing is, Charles, when you look at it from different angles, it looks weird because it actually looks like he fucking flaked him in the jaw with a fist. Kara says, I don't think it was the wisest thing. Rock handled it well as he could while it was still in the hot seat. Yeah, no, I'm with Kara. Like, I'm not gonna fucking throw Smith totally under the bus, but something needs to happen.
Do you think he should get his Oscar taken away? Because they are with the show has that power, because you're supposed to adhere to a code of conduct, because this is the highest.
Like his acceptance speech. He was talking about peace and love, and I just, you're being a bit of a fucking hypocrite, Smith.
Yeah, but love makes you do. But he also said love makes you do crazy things.
Yeah,
I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, Kara, I saw that. Although that reporter kissed him a couple of times on the face and pulled him close, I think it was a prank.
Well, see, a lot of people, the interesting thing about it is everyone who's watching it, I didn't see what was going on till this morning, because I never watched the Oscars, because I didn't agree with, I thought a lot of movies that could have been nominated didn't get nominated, so I didn't watch it. And then I woke up this morning and saw it trending, and I'm like, did Will Smith die? And then when you watch the thing, people are laughing when they see Will Smith going up on stage, because they thought it was a joke, or like, he was going to make...
I genuinely thought it was a skit.
Yeah,
I was like, is this a skit? And then I heard the unedited thing where if you're watching the Oscars live, the sound was cut off. But if you heard the unedited thing, you just started fucking hitting him with a tirade. I'm kind of with you, Kara. I think it should be up to Rock if he should be pressed charges.
He's not gonna. He declined. He declined. Found out at 2 a.m. Yeah, well, a lot of people who watches are the Oscars antiquated? Should we retire the Oscars?
I don't think so, because every once in a while we get interested in things. We get this, or we get what was it, Moonlight? Moonlight and La La Land was mixed up. I think the only thing that comes close to this would have been fucking think where Marlon Brando refused to accept his award for Godfather, and he sent up a member of I think it was a Bonnie tribe or Sioux member of tribe to accept the Oscar and talk about the plight of Native American people. There's other things. Poor African American blues singer, Glass Eye. Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr. got the name called out the wrong name of a film, and he was like, I think he was the first African American to host an award, and he was like fucking shitting it. There's other things as well. A lot of people give Adrian Brody shit for kind of kissing Halle Berry. I think in the moment, I don't know, or am I being a chauvinistic? Am I being a dickhead? I think that the Adrian Brody Halle Berry thing.
what this reminded me of was the Kanye West thing. That's what this is what at the Grammys. That's what this reminded me more of. Is this is kind of on par to Kanye West coming up and taking Taylor Swift. It was handled a little bit better. Like Rock handled it better, and I don't know. I don't think Will Smith. Like I get he shouldn't have done what he did. I get that, but at the same time, I just got to give him props. I liked.
Look, give him props if it was someone that was deserving of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't genuinely think, like, I don't think that good for you, Funko. I just don't think that a fucking slapping a lad in the face for telling a dad joke. That's what Jen, can we both agree? It was a dad joke. It was such a bad dad joke.
It was a bad dad joke, but I think she got hurt. I do. I kind of, and I put myself in her shoes, and you feel like everyone's looking at you, and maybe you have to be a woman to understand, but I don't know. Like, and I thought of her in her head saying, "Dude, don't bring this attention on me. Why? I'm just here to support my husband. We're supposed to have a fun time and stuff." So,
I agree actually with Strange Monkey's surmisation of the situation. Rock most likely didn't know about Jada's condition. Will Smith tried to laugh it off, but Jada, as you pointed out, was clearly didn't find it funny. Smith got caught up in the moment and went off.
Yeah. And they have a very interesting relationship, though. Not to say that just because they have an open relationship doesn't mean they don't love and care for each other, any less than any other couple does. But they do have a very different dynamic than even for Hollywood. It's a very different kind of a relationship than even by Hollywood standards.
Like, I would defend Your Honor. I just think that if someone was. Like, if you shaved your head and someone said, "Hey, Jen's gonna be in G.I. Jane 2," would you expect me to fucking knock the shite out of someone?
No, I don't know. I guess I'd have to be in that. I don't think I would, but then again, you feel so vulnerable. Like, I don't want to sound like a snowflake, but you do feel vulnerable. And
fine, I won't punch the guy on live television incriminating me. I'll slash all his tires and put spuds up his exhaust pipe. How about that?
Someone said that what Will Smith should have done is maybe when he went up to get, of course, he didn't know he was going to win, but he should have used the opportunity, and maybe thrown shade at Chris Rock that way instead of just, boom, slapping him. That might have been a better way. I don't know. I like Will Smith a little better now. Like, I always liked the guy. Like, he's never been a favorite of mine or anything, but I kind of like him. I'm like, okay, you stand up for your family and I'll give you that. So.
Hey, Christian. Cara, interesting point. Did you ever, when you used to shave your head, because I remember you used to, like, shave your head for some of your reviews when you were doing the kind of Reptile Woman review. And like, Jen, Cara, and you could see that regardless of having her head shaved, she's still an attractive person. But, like,
exactly. Yeah, like, there's some beautiful women. Sinead O'Connor's another woman who can totally pull off. When she used to shave her head, she's a beautiful woman. A lot of, and I don't think Jada Smith looks bad like that, but
no, she doesn't.
But I think she has talked about how hard it was for her to lose her hair. It just is a fuck. It fucking fucks with you mentally. What do they say? A woman's hair is her crown and glory. That's an older expression, but.
Like, Cara, when you used to have your head kind of tightly shaved, did you ever get kind of jokes or stuff? And, like, did they hurt you, or did you ever feel the need to react? Or, like, what is the breaking point? And could you empathize with Jada in the situation and such forth?
That's a good question. That is a good question.
Oh, no, it's because she has alopecia, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she has alopecia, and she just made the decision to just, shave it all off.
No,
but then, this brings up an interesting conversation, because do you think we are getting to a stage where we're too sensitive? Like, because there are
I don't think anyone's kind of sensitivity should be taken for granted. I don't. You know me. I always try and keep a fair and balanced view. I don't like people who are too kind of coarse, under kind of hardline opinions. But I don't like people who are like too touchy about stuff as well.
Mhm.
I think common sense needs to prevail, and Will Smith was not using common sense. Some cultures thought it was great. Some people thought I was sick. Very rarely was someone rude. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And again, guys, actually, if you get a chance, anyone watching, check out Kara's channel because she does some fucking awesome reviews.
And then we have Christian in the chat who just says he didn't really care much one way or the other. We were talking about this morning.
Like that's all. Well, look, either way, right? Christian can't say anything because he's a big fucking, he's lovely locks of hair. I mean, he's like a fucking blonde bombshell of a man, so he can't say anything.
That's true.
Okay, okay. Flip it around, Jen. Can I flip something around on you? Okay.
Sure.
So you're a fairly jovial and kind of funny person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I played that on the internet anyway.
you're making jokes about, and I'm gonna change the gender dynamic, right? Although that might totally kind of thing. You're telling jokes, and say there's a guy and a girl sitting in the front row, and the guy's kind of balled in, and you kind of make a joke. Oh, look, it's fucking, look, it's look at Captain Picard there, or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And his missus gets up and fucking backhands you. How do you react? Do you think?
I don't try to ever like, and I'm not trying to sound like, oh, I'm holier than thou or anything. I generally don't go after people's appearances because I think that's kind of I wouldn't want someone to go after my looks, so I sure as hell shit wouldn't go after anyone else. But just say that I would and stuff. It would be the same thing. It would be she's standing up for her man. Although I think culturally, I think what the conversation wouldn't be about whether the woman should have gone up there. It would have been like, how come the man didn't take care of it himself? It always
Oh yeah, because the guy going up punching you in the, like. Although something happened earlier in the night. I think it was Tiffany Haddish made a joke about their open relationship, and Will Smith kind of laughed it off.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that as well.
Well, maybe they're more comfortable with that. Like they're open about that. They talk about that. So that's okay. Maybe there are some things that are on the table and there's some things that aren't. But that's an interesting question though, Marty, because like the gender roles, like if a woman went to defend her husband or her man, like that wouldn't be what would be talking about. It'd be like, how come the dude couldn't handle it on his own? And yet when a man does it, we think it's very chivalrous. It's a very different, just in our culture, that's how it is. Like if a man does it, it's like we can kind of roll our eyes and think, but it's chivalrous. We get why. But when a woman does it, it's like, dude, why aren't you taking your own?
But like, what was I gonna say? So if we go out, do you expect me to be backhanding any lad that like? Because fuck it, I will for the laugh. Fuck it,
I wouldn't have been mad at you if you had done that. I would have thought it was sweet. But that's just me. I could get totally killed on this.
WS does get a lot of shit.
But again, like the fact that we're even talking about the Oscars is very interesting because I mean nobody really cares. Most people were sleeping or they were watching the Oscars, which is on horror movies. That's what most people in this community were probably watching last night. They were there sleeping bed or watching the Oscars.
I'm kind of coming around to Cara makes a good point here as well, but Smith does get a lot of shit. Like,
yes,
he's not accepted into the rap community because he was, what's the term, packaged. His entire rap career was packaged by Quincy Jones as a vehicle for the Fresh Prince. So I do think like he's kind of sandwiched in between this. I'm gonna say something, and maybe it's controversial, but I think I'm with Cara, and I'm kind of coming around to your way of thinking as well, Jen. Maybe it's a case that he's too white to be black, and he's too black to be white. He's just Like maybe he just feels that, like, because I think of if maybe I'm wrong, but what do you think? Do you think I'm onto something, or do you think I'm talking
No,
out my arse?
no. I think he does. I think Will Smith does get like I like him. I as an actor, I think he's not a favorite actor of mine, but I do think he does have some chops. But he did kind of because he always said I don't curse in my rap. I don't. He tried to do a different thing, and some people kind of rolled their eyes and thought that that's not even though he was doing a good thing. Some people thought, oh, not really. You're not a good representation. Yeah, I think he does kind of have a thing, and then he has an open relationship with his wife. I think he does. Like he's a man who's under a lot of stress, I think, and maybe everything just came to a head last night. Because you saw I believed the tears last night. Like when he was crying, I didn't think, oh, that's just a publicity move. I bought it. So
Um,
hi Scott.
who, Freddie? Who's getting political? No one's getting political. I'm pointing out a social issue. There's an actual difference. But what was I going to say to you again? No, just it's kind of it's weird. It's a weird thing because I think he overreacted. I don't think he should have done what he did. I can see somewhat why he got upset. Like there's a build up of stuff. Um, there's like there was obviously something. He was under a lot of stress. He was under a lot of pressure. Denzel Washington said he could empathize. Were
Yeah,
they tears of joy or tears of embarrassment?
I think a little bit of both. Like and he even said although I found it interesting, he did not really
He
apologize.
apologized. He didn't apologize to Chris Rock.
Yeah,
I was like,
I found that interesting.
that felt very sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I don't think he was, but at least you can take that as two ways. Maybe it would have been more gentlemanly to say that, but then on the other hand, maybe he was being for real and saying I ain't gonna fucking apologize to that motherfucker. So you can take it in two things. Maybe etiquette wise he should have, but then maybe he wasn't playing the etiquette game. He was just being for real. So do you think it
Someone,
could have hurt his career? Because I've heard a few people say they've lost some respect for him.
I don't think so. I think Will Smith is one of those names that's too big to fail. I genuinely do. Like he's a brand and he's got a name. Like I know Funko made a point that it's very rare he gets a hit, but when he does stuff, he does every once in a while he'll do Oscar bait, and he'll get close. He'll get close. Like as Freddie was saying, like there's obviously this the king, and there was Pursuit of Happiness. And there's other stuff as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not a bad actor. Like I like him and he seems like a genuinely nice guy. Like for a celebrity, he seems like a fairly nice guy. Although maybe after he slaps someone, maybe people are going to change their tune, but always has struck me as a very nice guy. He really
He
has.
better not strike you, or there'll be fucking war. I don't care if he's the fucking Fresh Prince. I don't care if you're dead shot. What's that? You fucking slept with Margot Robbie, you prick. Fine. Well, and then Jen's like, what was that last part? Nothing, babe. Nothing.
I know that's what it was. Is there going to be an Aladdin 2, Scott? I did not. Did you know about this, Marty?
I don't know, but like, fucking Genie's gonna be like fucking kicking ass in that one. Just fucking smack foo. Your wish is granted. Bang.
But it did make an interesting part of a very boring show. And God, there were some like snubs, like best actress. Like I didn't particularly care for the movie, but I thought she did a great performance. Kristen Stewart got snubbed, and you know who won was Tammy Faye, the actress that played Tammy Faye, and we saw
She,
that movie
I think she deserved that.
over Kristen Stewart
In what role?
for Spencer.
Yeah, I'm not joking, and I'm not being hyperbole, and I'm not being contrarian. I I don't. Stewart was good, but she wasn't great as Spencer. Like you could still tell, this is a really good performance, but it is a performance. Jessica Chastain, I think, embodied Tammy Faye because you got me interested, and I went back and watched some of her videos, and I'm like, fuck. But did you not agree? Because I thought you enjoyed that movie.
I enjoyed it to a point, but I thought Christian, because like you forgot that it was her, or I did and I didn't like the movie Spencer, but I thought her performance was really good, really dynamite.
Kara says no to Aladdin 2, not even if weed helped make this movie better. But what was I going to say? No, fuck it. Like, I feel bad for Jada Pinkett Smith. I feel bad for Chris Rock, and I kind of feel bad for Smith.
You do feel bad for Smith.
Minuscule. He was a fucking idiot. He shouldn't have done that. And he's basically embarrassed himself in front of the fucking. He's either it's like oh fuck, this dude's either a fucking he's either going to be praised or going to be vilified. In this, there's going to be no common ground. Like, I know Christian's like shrugs his shoulders and goes, whatever. But it is something to think about as well. Like, you know, because like.
It's a different world we're living in, though. The one thing that I can bring to this conversation is maybe people are too sensitive. Like, I can totally put myself in Jada Pinkett's shoes and, like, you know, stuff. But then there's a point, like, is this society getting a little too sensitive? Because being a comedian, that's what they do. They make jokes, and like, where is the line? That's always been the question. Where is the line?
Yeah, comedy is interesting because a lot of comedians I like. I'm with that as well, Cara. That kind of like the Academy members are looking at. Well, you know, we had two African Americans, kind of have a beef on live television on this prestigious ceremony, and like, you know, that's very kind of. I know that sounds very kind of fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Privileged, but it does look very very fucking.
It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Another thing that I've heard people say, like, only in Hollywood, because if this was any other type of thing, regular people who work 9-to-5 jobs, like, you go and punch somebody out, you know, you're gonna get arrested. No repercussions came, and that's one thing they say, that the Hollywood community is so out of touch. Because if this was any other group of people, you know, there would have been charges pressed. There would have been a lot of people could have lost their jobs if this was anybody else's. And
no, not with me. Not with me. They would never found the body. Anyway,
but you know what I mean, Marty? Like Hollywood.
No, yeah. There's one rule for these people who are like, what's the term for the 1%ers? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, the elite, they play by a different set of rules than that. Because if the rest of us had been sitting in that auditorium and you went and punched somebody out, you know, I'd be getting bail money for you right now.
Don't worry, baby, I'll do some tricks. I'll do some tricks. I said, no, Jen, fuck it.
Christian doesn't go to school.
Jen's like, look, one of us is getting shagged tonight. Who do you want it to be? Hey there, little man.
I did love that both Tyler Perry and Denzel Washington tried to cool him down, you know, like afterwards. I thought that was cool. I thought that was, you know, they were trying to go, okay, let's de-escalate this situation.
I was like, did anyone go to, like, oh my god, poor Will. Did anyone check on Chris Rock? My jaw dislocated. Well, fucking dislocated my jaw.
I wonder if he's going to ever talk about this, if he's ever going to put this in like a bit of a stand-up or anything, or if this is going to be something he's never.
My guess is he didn't charge Smith because he's got material for years to come. He's going to milk this like the fucking the cash cow with the golden goose up its fucking udder for years to come.
Probably.
But
Probably. It didn't hurt the Oscars though. I mean, like you said, that probably everyone behind the scenes was like, "Oh, thank you, God."
yeah, no, it was probably. Oh, this was terrible, terrible. Yes, because like let's be honest. Let's do a rundown. It's always the fuck ups
Mm-hmm.
that things. Okay, so you've this. You have the mix up between Moonlight and La La Land. You have the Sammy Davis Jr. thing. You have the thing with Marlon Brando and Native American. Is there any other stuff that poor owl fucking I don't know. I worry about bringing it up because like the whole Adrian Brody Halle Berry thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was just excited and I was like, hey, woman, hey, there's a woman here. I gotta celebrate. I gotta get like
It didn't bother. I don't think there was any maliciousness into that, but it did cause it did get people's tongues wagging. It did get people's tongues wagging. But then
especially
again,
Halle Berry's.
going on in the with everything going on in the world, Marty, like I guess you could either look at it as a distraction, but there's so many other things going on right now.
I had the best customer ever. This 65-year-old man was coming in looking for a bicycle pump, right? I was like, how are you getting on? Did you see the Oscars last night? I was like, no, I watched the clip this morning. Did you see that black lad, Will Smith, hit the other black lad? It was great, wasn't it? I'm like, not really. He goes. I swear to God, he said to me, "By Christ, we should send that Will Smith lad over to the Ukraine. He'd sort them all out." I'm like, okay. So there's an Irish lad that wants to airdrop Will Smith into Ukraine.
Well, that's one way to handle our problems. It wouldn't be a bad thing.
Just drop him into Putin there. Let him fucking clitter the shit out of the big-eared bald prick.
God. But this will be something I think people will be talking about for weeks to come until the next fuck up happens. There'll be something else that'll knock it out. But for a while, I think this is going to be something. I find it interesting that and I'm not judging because look what we're doing, but everybody's talking about this. This is something that everyone's taking their time.
It's not really. I like what Cara said. I woke up Mr. Rick last night to show him the video. I just see poor Cara's fella like, Will Smith and Chris Rock. Honey, I gotta be up at 2 a.m. No, check this out.
It's a good thing. Like I probably would have woken you up too. Like I was asleep. Like I didn't know anything about this till this morning.
Fuck, who's on fire? Fucking Jake's on fire. This rope, let's throw him in the bath with some water if you can.
Hey, Angela, I don't care about the Oscars much either because they never get them right. There was a lot of movies that got snubbed this year.
Yeah, Brian, it looks like he punched him. It's fucking weird. It's like fucking. Is Will Smith a fucking Autobot or something? Did his fist transform into a palmed hand on impact? You know.
It probably. I wonder if Chris Rock woke up this morning and had like a little felt it this morning.
Yeah, Cara. Yeah, he woke up this morning and found some fresh prints. Oh.
So you still think he went a little overboard, though?
Yeah, I do. I don't think there's any kind of like again, we're making big light of this, but I don't think the world is going to end. I don't think Smith's career is going to end. I don't think Rock is. I think Rock realizes I'm part of Academy history. Like we've discussed Marlon Brando bringing the Native American woman on. We've discussed Adrian Brody. We've discussed Sammy Davis Jr. fucking up the winner of the Oscar.
Yeah, there'll be something else, but this will be something. This will be something everyone will remember. And Chris Rock is part of infamy now. So, thanks, Will Smith, for that.
If you ask me, he never needs to be sent to Bel Air. He was able to. I just see him on that basketball court, just fucking slapping the shit out of those lads. Yo, Will, your girlfriend's bald. Fuck you, man. Bang.
I'm just glad it could. It would have been. It was good on Chris Rock that he didn't because maybe he could have gotten pissed off too. And I mean, we could have had a real brawl. Of course, part of it. I'm sure there's some people that wished it would have gone a little further than it did.
Oh shit. Okay, I didn't know about that. Brian's after telling me there was a guy who streaked behind David Nevine on the Oscars once.
Oh, that's cool.
What was the other? I don't like bringing it up because I felt bad, but poor Jennifer Lawrence tripped on her dress going up to receive an Oscar.
Yeah, but that's just more being fashion roadkill than anything else. That's just it's an interesting thing. But like I said, nobody, and it seems like everyone in the chat, no one really cares for the Oscars. They get it wrong usually more than they get it right. For the movies, at least.
Yeah, Chris Rock showed a lot of restraint for sure. It's not hard when it's the freaking Oscar. Yeah, but
when someone comes up and blindsides you, you're in the middle of doing your thing, and then someone comes up and blindsides you, and then boom, you can kind of forget where you are.
Yeah, I like Jen. If that had been me, myself and Smith would have been rolling around off that stage. Fuck you! I don't care if you saved the planet from aliens multiple times. There's still a prick for me.
I'd be like, no, Marty, I love the Bad Boys movies. Those are some of my favorite things. I love them. Horror fans don't care about the awards. Am I really surprised horror fans don't care about award shows? Horror is never. Yeah, that's true. We that's why there's the Oscars, because movies that should get a notice never do. No, I'm not surprised. But
yeah, Charles. Maybe they made it a bit too easy to get up on stage this year.
You could get someone like you get the wrong person, that it could have been bad. It could have been really bad. I don't know. This was an interesting. It made the Oscars interesting. I'll give it that. It made and then someone pointed out Rock kind of had his fist kind of balled up, like he was ready to.
But fucking, I'll say it was a good thing Arnold Schwarzenegger or fucking, although Arnie's old now. It wasn't like Vin Diesel or something that made the joke. That would have been fucking interesting.
Do you think they would have showed restraint, or do you think they might have thrown down?
Vin Diesel would have turned Vin Diesel would have turned Will Smith into a concertina. He'd been like. He'd be like, man, I'm sorry I talked about your family, but I'm doing it. It just breaks him in half.
I wonder what Jada Pinkett thinks of all this privately. Do you think she was proud of her husband for defending her? Or how do you think she feels about the whole situation?
I think she's going to never want to fucking leave the house again.
Yeah, Halloween Kills isn't going to win an Oscar anytime soon. No.
Not with that ending. Sorry. Old wounds. But glad and upset. Cara thinks she's kind of glad, but also upset.
Yeah, I kind of do too. Like I'd be proud, but I'd be also leaning over like, I love you for doing that, but you shouldn't have done that. But I love you for doing that.
I'm just fucking. I was watching Double Toasted and they were fucking laughing their asses off. They were fuck. But yeah, I know. What was I going to say? Anything else? I'm probably going to round stuff off here, but I think we've talked everything. Do you think it is the most shocking moment for the Oscars? Or do you
In
think
quite
that
a
it's
while, because that is something. I mean, on the one hand, I mean, yeah, we joke and nobody really cares about the Oscars, but it is supposed to be the creme de la creme of high society, and the highest awards you can go. And it is kind of shocking that someone of that caliber would come on stage during a live television event and go boom to a fellow performer. That is kind of shocking if you think about it. I totally understand why he did it, but it's like, whoa, dude.
like again? I I feel bad if Jada Pinkett Smith was hurt, and you reckon she was hurt, and you probably would understand way better than me that kind of thing. Um, I feel bad for Chris Rock because I genuinely think there was nothing malicious. He made a bad dad joke. It was like if you were to look up dad joke in the dictionary, oh, bald woman, G.I. Jane, like he could either gone for that and goes, hey, look, Jade is going to be in the remake of Alien 3. Like, it was either that or that. Like, it was the bottom of the barrel joke.
Bye, Charles. Thanks for joining us. I get that, but sometimes people's feelings are a little tender, and just as a woman, it's hard. Like, I sound probably like a little bitch snowflake, but
No,
it's
you
hard.
don't. You don't. You don't. Don't ever say that.
I
Never say
just
that.
I feel for her. Having everyone in the theater looking at you and stuff, you just want to die inside a little bit. And I think Will Smith, the face, because he was laughing at first, and then I think he looked over and realized, oh shit, she really is hurt, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna. No,
Yeah,
this.
but the thing is, as a result, now that being shown in the Oscars, it's like, is Will Smith bipolar? Ah, don't you ever talk about my wife like that? Like, fucking.
Yeah, that's true. Hello. You haven't been in. I haven't seen you in a while. I've been thinking about you. I'm glad you dropped in, and it is an interesting one. I wonder what they think in your neck of the woods about all this. I think the whole world is talking about this.
I mean, we're talking about it, and we usually talk about like fucking bad B movies and porn movie parodies, like
Yay, porn! Marty, would you be like if because you keep saying it's just an offensive dad joke, but like say Chris Rock had said something that was a little bit more, would you have been more on Will Smith's side, or do you think it still wouldn't have been called for it?
It wouldn't have been called for, but I think I would have been more on his side. Again, heat of the moment, lots of people embarrassing. I get that. But dude, you are being televised all over the world. Like if a case was drawn up and you're like, hey, you can't prove it in. No, dude, you were on live television. There's like, no. Yeah, exactly. That's everything we do. Porn exploitation films, random celebrity violent podcasts. We do it all.
We do it all. We do it all. We do it all, don't we? And the Trash Picture Show does everything so well.
Yeah, well, it's Billy, thanks to you. This lady, this lady has made me more adventurous towards the topics and things I discuss, and she's fantastic and she's great to bounce off of. And she goes easy on the eyes as well. That helps,
Marty, though, like if you had been sitting there and like you saw me crying, like maybe had a few tears, would you have said fuck all, and would you have gone up and said, I don't care how, if we're being televised, would you have done it? Like if you saw that I was genuinely hurt.
I probably would have burnt his car or something like that. Maybe followed him to the toilet.
Well, from what I've heard, that Chris Rock said he didn't know about the alopecia, and I believe him.
Yeah, like again, it's a dad joke. It is a fucking dad joke. I mean, I dread to think what Smith would have done if it was something seriously offensive. Like, again, fucking, Jesus Christ, if Ricky Gervais was up there, like, that would have been, yeah, you fucking, yes, and set it alight, Karen, that's what I would have done. Okay, this is probably going to be used as evidence against me of some fucking one of your fucking exes like fucking turns up barbecued and stuff in Honda or something. I don't give a fuck. Anyway.
Why do you think we all care? Because at the end of the day, this doesn't affect any of us. Why do you think we all care about this? And I'm not judging because we're all talking about it, but why do you think we all care about this? Like celebrity in general. Do you think it's just a good way to distract with all the other shit that's going on?
It's always stuff like that's always been a way to distract us. But there is that thing that you and I, everyone in chat discuss. Well, what would I do in that situation? You know.
Yeah, I get that. I always find it fascinating because it seems like it seems like all of us are even and YouTube people, and yeah, we'll do anything for a view and for all of that. But I find it interesting. So many people, even people who this is not. We're horror people. We're porn people. This is not our different house.
I wouldn't say we're that bored, Cara. I mean, season 2022 of Earth, the longest running TV show. We've had viral outbreaks. We've had war in Ukraine. We've had fucking, I don't know. I suppose actually it does distract us from the more fucking serious bullshit.
Yeah. Sometimes we need this. Sometimes we need this. And maybe this, I know there was a time and a place, Angela, but maybe that was the best time to do it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking right now.
I don't know if you guys checked out, but Angela does some awesome artwork as well, right, Jen?
Yes, she does. She's an amazing artist. If anyone needs anything, like I would imagine she could work with you guys and stuff because she does amazing, amazing artwork.
And I've chatted to her here, like on a couple of occasions, and she's super down to earth, and Jen gets on with her. And if Jen likes her, like then that's fucking that's a good endorsement enough for me.
Yeah, amazing artist, an amazing artist. If anyone needs any art stuff, to definitely, because she makes great stuff. She's made me and Christian some things that are hanging up on my wall back there. An amazing artist, love her stuff.
I suppose as well, Cara. That's why people like pick up like National Enquirer or fucking Cosmo or shit like that as well. We're just it is they're the fake modern kind of royalty that we have to like look at. It's like, oh, did you hear what Kanye said about Kim? It's just I don't know.
Yeah, this is like a more elite thing of high school, getting to hear all the. Well, it's nice. Sometimes it's nice to have a distraction, and nobody got hurt. Like maybe it kind of put a smear on the Oscars, but I think those people behind the scenes.
Chris Rock got hurt. Chris Rock got hurt. Then.
But like you said, he got material for it. So like, it's a fair thing. I'd be okay with a little sting on my face if it gave me good material for the next.
Anyone fucking hits you, they're gonna be found upside down in a vertical fucking shaft.
But a good story. Chris Rock has got a hell of a story. Like this is something that he's gonna tell at parties, maybe.
Fuck that! It's gonna be his next stand-up gig.
He handled it better though than Kanye and the Taylor Swift though. I think we can all agree that this was a better handled thing.
Kanye's a fucking nutbag. Jesus Christ. Kanye wanted to try and do an experimental LP, an album that he could play, and the music would travel to other dimensions, where people in other dimensions could listen to his music.
Good for him.
Oh, speaking of other Earths and dimensions, there's a brilliant picture of Andrew Garfield on his phone like this, and it just goes. It's like Andrew Garfield is checking to see if the Spider-Mans in the other universe the witness Will Smith's attack Chris Rock. It's like
the memes on this is worth it. If nothing else, we are.
Oh yeah. And like everybody hates Chris. The changes to the Will Smith, the fucking lyrics to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. But, a friend of mine, he put a Mark safe from Will Smith today. That was his status. Mark safe from Will Smith. I was like, that's pretty good.
The guys from Double Toasted were thinking, Jesus, think about when he was coming back down after he hit Chris Rock. All the white people in the audience just leaving their seats.
It's a hell of a thing, but it was fun to talk about this. It was fun to, even though we have different opinions, I always love talking about this sort of stuff, and I love talking about it with everyone on the chat as well.
Yeah, you're great. I love hanging out with you. and the two of us, we have two very different opposing views, but we always because we're great together. Let's be honest. You're great. I'm great. The two of us are super great.
I love it. I love it when we
get
different points.
Sorry, Angela saw Double Toasted as well, but then I was talking about. Okay. But sorry, Jen, I cut across you. Go on.
Oh no, I like that you and I don't always, I think some of my favorite discussions with you have been when we've come from different perspectives, because I think those have the most interesting conversations. I like the fact that you and I don't go, oh yes, dear, you're absolutely right. I think it's more interesting when we
and we're civil about it as well. So I want them, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not it's what's fun though. It's fun. With the end of the day, it's just a lot.
I mean, if we had a falling out, there'd be problems with our relationship if Will Smith smacking Chris Rock caused the falling out.
Is what causes it to end, right?
Jesus.
I'm interested to hear the next Chris Rock stand-up though. Like I said,
it should be fucking gold. No, you're okay, dude.
No problem. Okay. Glad you came.
But no, look, fuck it. I don't think Annie's career is hurt in the long run. Genuinely.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think Rock's going to come out. I feel bad for Rock, but as you said, he's going to come out with a whole host of new material.
I wonder if he'll ever want to host or not host, but do a set, do another thing for the Oscars, or if he's like,
I've seen coming. I could see a joke of him coming on to host an Oscar, and he's got like a medieval helmet or a riot helmet or Kevlar or something. Yes, Norzot. The man said that he's not pressing charges, but I do think that he is maybe also going to get a substantial sum of money.
Yeah, and I would just see him, doing a joke, the Oscars calling at him and saying, fuck, I better get fucking paid well for this hazard pay.
There's just these yellow signs with black stripes, caution, Will Smith on the premises. It's like, fuck.
And I thought it was, again, like maybe it wasn't the most polite thing to do, but I kind of respected Will Smith. He didn't get pressured in to go, I'm sorry, Mr. Rock. He was like, I'm sorry to the Academy. I'm sorry to my fellow performers. And then
he should have apologized to Chris Rock. He should have apologized to Chris Rock, I think.
But if he didn't mean it, I think it would have been one of those things he would have just been saying he's sorry, but not sorry.
Yeah, you're probably right. What was I going to say? Angela, if you want to drop a link to your... I'm assuming Angela has some kind of maybe blog or Tumblr or something to showcase her art. If you want to drop it there.
She has a few things, but she's an incredible artist. She is like guys, definitely. I know me and Christian want to get her to do something for the channel when she's got time, and we figured out what we want to do because she just does really cool stuff. She's an amazing person to talk to. Yeah. Just a fun person.
So Angela, if you want to drop a link in the chat, Jane, because you always get it anyway, but you want the final word of this before we finish up.
I just think that if Will Smith was like, if you had done something like that for me, I'd be like, oh, honey, your career, but oh God, you would get a lot of banging that night. You would get extra good banging. I'd be like, oh, you're so wonderful and sweet. You'd be a very happy man. I'd be like, oh no, your career, this could hurt your career, but I love you for doing this. I am so gonna fuck you tonight.
Jen, is there anyone you have an issue with at the moment? just wondering. Hey, man. Hey, I don't know you. Bang. Just fucking. Hey, I don't like your girlfriend's channel. Bastard. There you go.
Oh, that got me hot. That got me hot, darling. What is your takeaway, darling?
I feel sorry for Rock the most. I feel sorry a large percentage for Jada Pinkett Smith. I feel a tiny bit sorry for Smith because he made himself look like a complete fucking arsehole.
But a loving husband.
Yeah, well, look, grand. Look, we'll agree to disagree, babe.
Okay, that's okay.
But we'll finish it up here, and we have to do. Oh Christ, we have to do fucking. How long? I've been saying that.
9.5 weeks since we said we were gonna do it.
Yes, it's probably been 9.5 weeks since we've said we're going to do 9.5 weeks.
Yeah. But we are gonna do it, guys. We are. It's just the Marty's got a new gig. We're trying to deal that, and then I've been sick for the last we tried to do something a couple of weeks ago, and we were watching a movie, and halfway through the movie, I was like, Marty, I can't. That's how sick I was.
I was like, that's okay, babe. I love and respect you so much. We don't have time. Fuck! It was Leprechaun in space.
It was, and it wasn't because it was Leprechaun in space. I was legitimately too sick to do it.
I was just sick of watching Leprechaun in space. But we're going to leave it here. But a big shout out and thanks to everyone in the chat. Big shout out to Angela. Big shout out to Cara. Big shout out to Master of Fear Cara and Horror Retrospective Cara, because we have two Caras in the chat. Well, the thing is, Angela, it's the closest I'm going to get to seeing an Irish band in space. Scott Stevens, thanks a million. Norzort, thanks a million. American Werewolf in New Jersey, thanks a million. Zachary Heat, thank you very much, sir.
Ben Grimm.
Ben Grimm.
I love that.
Brian Kubrick lover. Charles Cochran. Christian's in the chat. Well, fuck was sure Christian's always around. With a fucking bell around her neck. Opal Gareth, whatever. David's Horror. Funko Freddy. Thanks a million for everyone who stopped in. Ben, thanks a million. It's great to have you all, and we hope you were entertained by myself and the gorgeous Jen Mitchell, because she's what brings in the male audience. But if you look at her too long, I'm gonna they won't find her body. But anyway,
what do you got coming along in the pipeline besides the 9.5 weeks, darling? You got anything you want to plug real quick?
Oh, I'm getting a Stinkor figure. I'm buying it tomorrow, so I'm probably going to do a review of that. I want to find out if he's as smelly as the original. The original smelled like a child's arse filled with coleslaw. So this one hopefully won't be as bad.
Rotten coleslaw?
Red coleslaw, the shitty kind of drippy coleslaw. Just fucking, if it was in a child's nappy. It was in a nappy. Imagine you open up a diaper, a used diaper with coleslaw on it. That's what he smelled like.
Ooh. Anything else, darling?
Unless I got any other figures, I am going to be discussing at some stage the Indiegogo for Primal Warfare. I'm going to be contributing to that. I hope to get other people involved. Oh yes, and next Tuesday I'm going to be on Video Tasties, who was on the channel as well. Big shout out to Garth from Video Tasties. We are going to be doing a watch-along for 1987's Masters of the Universe. So yeah,
that'll be
more He-Man shenanigans. What about you, Critter? What about that Jane Mitchell? When's that fucking Wayward Son of yours coming back?
supposedly in the next 2 weeks, but don't hold him to it because he's supposed to be here now, but he wasn't. So hopefully soon.
How long does it take? They got those fucking Chilean miners out of that fucking mine after 8 weeks. So come on, to fuck, Christian. All you got to do is escape Texas.
That's not as easy to do with some, but he should be back soon. Yeah, and then there'll be movies and stuff as that. And the Lost City, yes, Scott mentioned the Lost City. That's something we want to see. So yeah.
Both.
But this was a lot of fun, darling, as always.
It was good crack. Also, if Cara from Horror Retrospective, can you help Christian get out of Texas? Because you're there. Because there's some not without my daughter kind of shit going on here. And I'm not happy with it. And Jen's not happy with it. Jen's going to go Sally Field. Jen is going to go Sally Field.
I am.
Doesn't get Christian back soon enough.
I won't leave without my Christian.
Just your plan backfires because you play it too close to like the movie. You go into Texas wearing a hijab. You're shot the minute you set foot in the state.
Poor Christian. Yeah, never again. But hopefully he'll be back soon because we all miss you, Sparky. You're a little dick, but we all miss you. You're our favorite dick.
Oh, are you guys still going to do, or have you done the review of the new Irish horror movie?
I was actually going to talk to you about that. I had an idea, but we'll talk about that off screen because I did have an idea about that. So
okay, there's also another bad Irish horror. That one's a good Irish horror movie. There's a bad Irish horror movie out as well at the moment, starring Lacey Cuthbert, called not Lacey Cuthbert. Oh Christ, you're one from 24. Oh, I'm after, and she was in.
Not Kiefer Sutherland.
No. She played Kim Bauer. Is in a movie where she moves to Ireland and her daughter gets trapped in a cellar.
Okay. Oh!
Awful.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it, but I've heard things.
Was it Lacey Cuthbert? No. I had a crush on her when I was younger. Never mind. Anyway, with that, we're going to end it here. So, big thanks to everyone in the chat. You guys were awesome. Again, check out Angela's work, please.
Yes.
Please. Because you're missing out. And check out this gorgeous lady's channel.
And check out this handsome fella's channel.
If you fucking don't, if you don't, there'll be smacks. If you don't check out her channel, I'll go fucking Will Smith on you. Okay? So,
yay! What's
getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. Right. We'll leave it here. And yeah, have a good one. Take care. Oh, bye now.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.